Well, Dan Schrage has been probably Mr. United States helicopter academic technologist for his entire career. He's well known by everybody in the field and is highly respected for his contributions. And the contributions have been many, from being an operational officer of helicopters, to being a designer, to being an educator. He's just about done it all.
Thank you, Dan, for your leadership in overseeing the growth of rotorcraft-related education and research in our school over the last 3 decades. You played a key role in the continued success of the Rotorcraft Center programs in our school. Also, you were instrumental in initiating and promoting aerospace system design education and research. With your anticipated retirement, we will miss your advice and guidance in future endeavors of the Rotorcraft Center. I wish you all the best, and I hope that you will continue to be involved in furthering the growth of the Rotorcraft Center in our school.
Dan Schrage has had a huge influence on my career and life. There's a lot of things that he taught me. I'll just mention, one right off the bat, and that is he taught me the importance of forming teams and bringing people together to solve one common problem, and I've certainly used that in my career. The other thing I'd say is Dan has been a tremendous mentor. Almost every career move I made, Dan was a part of in one way, shape, or form, whether it was when I went to Boeing, or when I took a faculty position at West Point, or when I went to Oregon State, or even when I came back here. Dan was the one constant in all those moves and providing guidance and great mentorship.
Our 30 years of Center of Excellence could never have gone without you, and I certainly do appreciate what you've done. Thank you.
Dr. Schrage, on this important day, I thought it would be appropriate to send a message to you from your alma mater here at West Point. For all those gathered there today to celebrate this truly remarkable man and a truly remarkable career, I just wanted to pass along 3 short messages. First, I want to thank you for your service to our country. I know after Vietnam and during your time in the Cold War, it probably wasn't said often enough, but what you did is important, and I want to thank you for your time spent supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States. 2, on behalf of all the Army officers who you advised, mentored, coached throughout the years, I want to say thank you. What you did was truly tremendous, and the support that you provided to all of us has created countless experimental test pilots, acquisition officers, professors, people who've gone on to lead their own organizations, and that will be your legacy to our Army and ultimately to the country. And finally, as you transition out of professional life, to you and Nancy, I just want to say that I hope you truly enjoy your time after Georgia Tech and have time to spend doing the things that you want and seeing your kids and grandkids. So thank you again.
Dan, I am so grateful for this opportunity to tell you what an honor it has been to work with you, not only for myself, but also for the entire Georgia Tech community and the entire vertical lift community. You have been nothing short of an inspiration. Your dedication we have seen from your early days in the Army, both in Europe and flying helicopters in Vietnam, to the amazing programs you led in Army S&T, and finally here at Georgia Tech. Your leadership has been the primary factor in the success that we've had in the area of vertical lift. Starting first, in the 80s with the Rotorcraft Centers of Excellence, and now in 2018 with the Vertical Lift Research Centers of Excellence. Your undiminished passion for teaching and research we've seen in so many ways. Your summer camps for K-12 students, the undergraduate and graduate engineering and design programs you have led and won for over 35 years is just amazing to watch. You are such a role model for us all.
Hey Dan, I want to thank you for your leadership and mentorship throughout the rotorcraft community. I've known you for a lot of years, and even before that, you were a legend in AVSCOM due to being a combat aviator and the early work that you've done with LHX and your PM efforts there. And all the years you've been in the Rotorcraft Center. A large part of my success has been due to your leadership at the Rotorcraft Center and making sure those things were available. After having attended the Rotorcraft Center, I realized all the information I did not know. So again, thank you for helping me through those years. I really owe a lot to you for that. But personally, just as a mentor and more than that, as a friend and a colleague, it's been fantastic to work with you. You've got more energy than any 3 people that I know on any given day. So it's hard to even work up to that standard. So again, thanks for everything you do, and you couldn't have done it better. You were perfect in all respects. So if you ever write a book, you might use that tagline as the title. Thanks, Dan. We'll see you.
No question about it. You will miss everything about Dan's contributions, not the least being his being an entrepreneur excellence. He's taken on proposal writing and competition participants of all kinds, more than anybody I can think of.
Dr. Dan Schrage, I hear you're going to retire, so I've been asked to speak on behalf of the Rotorcraft students from the 1980s because I was there that day in January 1984 when you first walked into Georgia Tech. You came from AVSCOM, you were an SES or something like that. I had no idea what those acronyms meant. But I knew right away you were a great teacher, you were a great mentor, you were a great basketball player. You took us over to the Student Athletic Complex one afternoon to shoot some hoops, and we never asked you back again because you're just too good. But that's not why we're here today. True, you could do a lot of great things, but we remember you for other things. The first thing I remember is how you got us connected. You got us connected with industry people. You got us connected with people in the government labs when we were all working on the student design projects. Remember those days when we would come by your office and we would ask probably what were dumb questions, but you would patiently listen to us, answer those questions. You would pull a reference off your shelf to help us. You would get something on your desk. And if all those things didn't work, you would get us a contact of a person who had done that work in industry or in government and who might want to help us.
I had the privilege of doing senior design class and graduate design class with Dr. Schrage as a senior during my time at Tech. And you know, he pushed me. He pushed me to do two design classes at the same time. Carried a very heavy load, but in doing so, you know, it pushed me to a different level. And you know, he was always encouraging, always encouraging. You know, you could come in with the biggest problem in the world and he would tell you, okay, so let's just work through this, right? And help you break your problem down and then help you figure out how to take it and turn it into something that was a path that you could find your way out of.
I remember when you and Nancy would have the whole lot of us, this motley crew of students, over your house for dinner, to watch basketball games, to play baseball out in the yard, to play basketball out in the cul-de-sac, to do all these things. And those were great times. I would never refuse an invitation to the Schrage house. It was priority number one. That was the place to go. We loved that. And you guys opened your home and treated us like family. And Nancy, you made all that happen, I'm sure. And you and Dan have always been a great team. Team Schrage is number one. We love your family. We love you guys. Dan, I hope this retirement, I hope it's everything that you want it to be. You've been a great leader. You have modeled the way. I don't think I've ever heard you say no to anyone. You always try to help. You always have a good word for people. You don't swear. You're just a good man. And we wish you the very best. And go Jackets.
I wish Dan great luck, but you know, a man like Dan Schrage, he doesn't need luck, he makes his own. But thank you anyway.
It's time to upgrade your vet.
Hello, Dan. I'm just sending this message out to thank you very much for a very long and rewarding career working with us and for us in the rotorcraft industry. Your work, combat experience in Vietnam as a helicopter pilot. The work you did on formulating the concepts for the UTAS program that became the Black Hawk. Fantastic work. Technical work of the first merit. Working to set up Georgia Tech as a center of excellence and working for decades to be sure you prepared generations of students to go out and make their mark in the Army, to make their mark in the industry and across the board. Dan, working with you on the Vertical Lift Consortium as a board member and as one of the leaders of the VLC, you've been a tremendous influence for all of us, and I just want to thank you very much and wish you a very warm and happy retirement, and I hope that we continue to see you regularly. Thank you very much, Dan. Bye-bye now.
On a personal note, I cannot express my gratitude for the mentoring you've given me for my 20 years here at Georgia Tech. You know so much about vertical lift. It is amazing. I learn something new every day, and I don't see how anyone can amass the amount of knowledge that you have. I've seen firsthand how you've given of yourself in the Vertical Lift Center. You know, you've cut funding for yourself to make sure others have enough, especially young people just trying to build a new program. You've put your health second in making sure that we have a successful center. And you know, the things that you've done to make sure that we succeed in the face of adversity is just phenomenal. You know, I and we will be forever grateful for what you have done. And I promise myself to do my very, very best to continue to build on the legacy that you are leaving us. Dan, God bless you. God bless your family. Hooah!